Welcome again, everyone, to another episode of Change the Narrative, where we have a brand new guest who has a story to tell. And I know you guys have been eagerly awaiting a new episode, and here we are. And I hope from her story, someone will be inspired to change the narrative because that's what we're all here to do. And she goes by the name Ms. Clairon Haynes. And without further ado, let us introduce her to the world, even though a lot of persons will be familiar with her, but I'll let her introduce herself for the persons who will be new to her. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Life with Clairon.
I am very happy to be here. I just want to say congratulations on a brilliant platform that you have launched. And I happen to be one of the early birds on your channel. Love your channel, love what it stands for. And I'm really happy and delighted to see that narratives have been changed thus far.
Yeah,
And I'm
yes.
really happy to be on the program this evening with you.
Yeah, and progress is being made. And if you're comfortable, you can just give a little feedback on the works you have done, because I've done a little research and I've seen where you're an author, you have been in the newspapers, you have been on TV in Canada. So just give the people, let them know you're a big deal. So just give them a little synopsis of what you've
First
been
of
up
all,
to over the years.
I'm a very humble person, and I just want to start off by saying that I'm a child of God. I'm a
Yes.
Christian. I live my life every day to please Him. I don't even get caught up with the titles. They're
Mhm.
just part of my destiny, part of my purpose. They're here to propel me to my destiny, which I'm still trying to figure out every day. But I don't get let them get to my head in any way. I am just a humble child of God, here
Yes.
to impact humanity in a positive way.
Very good, very good, very good. And so with that said, as you would have known, based on what's been happening on my channel and the whole incorporation of the initiative of changing the narrative, especially as it relates to fathers and their relationships in their children's lives.
Mhm.
You have joined me here. So, what's your story? What do you have to add as it relates to this topic?
I am so happy to be here because when I listened to your initial video, your initial live, I saw a father who loves his child desperately screaming out for help. Remove the barriers, remove the blockade, allow me to see my child. And that resonated with me right away because I wish my father could have been fighting to see me, fighting to have a place in my life.
Yes, yes.
And so this is what really brought me here. And so I knew that God has carved out a spot on this channel for me, not to come as a victim because I am another victim. I don't see myself a victim. I've already healed myself
Great.
from becoming a victim, from being a victim. Like my
Mhm.
mentality has already been changed from that. I see myself as a victor, and I see myself with a story to inspire, to help others, not to be, if they have blockage, if they have partitions between them and their children and the father, the parents, they need to tear them down. And I'm here to share my story to for them to see how when you do something like that, how it can affect the child mentally, psychologically, financially, socially, the whole life of the child is affected. It's not just one aspect. And if that child, if it's not corrected early, it can have serious implications for the child going into the future.
Okay, so based on what I just heard, in your case, it's a case where you did not grow with your father. So you would have been one of those persons who you're speaking from the not having the father in your life and how it impacted you, or maybe still is impacting you.
Exactly. And so here's where I come in with my story. I can't remember seeing my father as a child, from age 1 to 5. I think that's when a child starts having memory. of their parents being around in their life. I don't have any memory of my father being around from the time I was born right up to 23. I said 23 for a reason. So further on in our discussion, I'm going to tell you why age 23 is significant to this
Significant.
discussion.
Okay.
Yes. So I grew up without a father. My mother was just present. And all I can remember, my mother was very abusive toward me. Very abusive. You know, I was the child in the family that she would single out the most, and she would just physically abuse me, emotionally abuse me. And then she would, every time she beat me, she would say, "Oh, you're lucky nurse Munzi died. Otherwise, you would not have been here to give me trouble." But I was never a troublemaker.
Mm.
Now that I have grown up as a woman, I realized I was not a troublemaker. I was just full of energy, creative juices. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I was a little rambunctious kid, but the musicality in me was trying to come out. The creative side of me was trying to come out. My intellect was trying to come out and form, but it was being stifled, in a toxic environment. And I think the toxicity is based on the fact that my dad wasn't around. I do not care how great a mother is. A
Yeah.
mother alone should not be left to raise 9 kids. We were 9, and I am
9.
number 8. Yeah, I'm number 8. So there are already bigger children. I am the fourth to last. When daddy finally left, she had 2 more. Well, she had the
Okay.
first one and the last one. And then she had the 9 between. So the 9 in between, therefore one father, my father. He left all his children. You know what I mean? And I think that these children represent, now that I'm grown and looking back, they're a classroom. A classroom. He ran away from a rich classroom, a classroom
Mm.
where he could have inspired, educate, teach us about the gospel. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Show model for us how, especially we as girls, we were like 8 girls, 8 girls in a row. 8 girls in a row. He got the last boy, the last
Hmm.
child from my mom, which is the girl from her. But we were 8 girls. These girls needed their dad. We needed our dad to protect us from the world. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
When we are in school and we're being bullied, teased because we were poor, you see what I'm saying? We needed somebody to go home and cry to, and and complain to. We had no one. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? I didn't want to complain to my mom because she was an abuser. And I'm gonna come and tell you further on in the discussion a
Yes.
little more about that. And I blame my dad for that. You know what I mean? So daddy, from what I see, daddy walked away from an opportunity to educate us, to protect us, to teach me as a girl child how to look for the good qualities
In a
in a
man.
husband.
Hmm.
I am telling you, everything was affected. My whole world, my perception of dating, everything was thwarted. You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't have a father to model the right way for me. You see what I'm saying? And so my choice in men was poor, poor. And as a result of that, it resulted in me choosing the wrong person who almost took my life. My mother modeled abuse to me, and so I was attracted to an abuser who almost took my life. You see what I'm saying? But if I had my dad around to model for me, listen, this is when you see a guy treating a woman like this, no, 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 you don't accept this sort of behavior from him. If you see
Yes.
a guy just want you for the money, no, 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 no. Because both of you are supposed to come as a team. You're supposed to bring resources together at the table. And by the way, the man is supposed to be the head, and you're supposed to be a helpmate.
Yes.
But if you choose to be toe to toe with him in your finances and in your career, still look out for these signs. I didn't have anyone to model that for me. My dad ended up to be a cheater. And so I was attracted to most of the guys who are cheaters. That is so funny, but it is the truth.
Yes. Yes.
And it goes back to saying children live what they learn, whatever behavior was being modeled. Because remember, I'm looking for my father. And do you know what is funny?
Mm.
In 2020, in 2018, before the pandemic, while I was living in Montreal, Quebec, I ended up being attracted to somebody. Well, somebody was attracted to me, tall, dark, handsome, what have you. And then I took this picture. He went to church with me one time, and I took this picture and I put it on my Facebook wall. Guys, look, he looks just like my father. He has my father's eyes. My father's built because my father was 6 feet, 6 feet 4. He was very
Yeah.
tall, very handsome. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, look, guys, he's just like my father. And then somebody stopped me in my tracks, came in the comment section, and he's like, somebody from my island, somebody's like, so you're looking for your father? You're not looking for a husband. There you
Mm.
go.
But
There you go.
just a quick segue. You said from the island, and I heard the accent. Where are you from originally?
Saint Vincent and the Grenadines.
Okay.
But I just want to say something. When I make my videos regarding Alicia, and anything Jamaica related, I get a lot of abuse in my comments from Jamaicans. They say, "Oh, stay out of our business. You're not from our country," and I've never addressed it on my page. That's because I don't dwell on negativity. I'm above the negativity. I would only respond when it is important. If I can say something that would change the narrative. So let me use this platform now to change the narrative on that. We are one Caribbean people. And this
Yes.
is one good qualities that my mother instilled in me. Although she was an abuser in the early stages of my life, she did instill some good qualities. No matter the race, class, geographical location, always make sure to treat everyone the same. You know what I mean? If I see a
Yeah.
need, I should not say, okay, I'm not gonna give my voice, my opinion because this person is not Vincentian. This person is not from my island. If I can help give like a donation, I would not say, oh, I'm not going to help this person because this person is not from my island.
Yes.
No, we are all God's children. And as a result of that, and then we are one Caribbean people. Number one, we are all Black people. We are a race. The Black is a race. And I find that we always have this problem, this pull down, mentality within our culture. And this is something that I really hope change. You see what I'm saying? When I published my first book of poem, because I'm a published poet,
Yeah.
I have a piece in there called Crabs in a Barrel, and it has to do with our race. We need to see ourselves as one. We need to come together. We need to stop the pull down. I am living in a white, predominated white country, and I see how when we come from the Caribbean and we're here, I see the discrimination. I see the isolation. You see what I'm saying? I get to value and appreciate why we as a race and we as a Caribbean people, we need to come together. So we are very similar. Jamaica is the closest in terms of culture to my island.
Okay.
We have the ganja thing. We are ganja farmers, just like Jamaica. We have no, for real. Our flags. It's only the black one color separate our flags. We have our cricket, which brings the region together. When we go and we used to beat up all those countries, India, Pakistan, everybody. We didn't go as Vincentian, Jamaicans, Barbados singly. No, we went as a united front.
Yes.
And so cricket is the only unifying force in the region. We need to stop that. Now we have the internet. We need to come together.
Yeah. But
And let me tell you something. I play my role well because whenever I go on every channel, once the channel, not to say that I don't support others, I support everyone because I know how YouTube Street roll. Everyone is here to use it as a form to make some money. At the end of the day, yes, we have our purpose, but we want to make something too, right? Because multiple streams of income is important. So when I go, I let the ads run and I support everybody. That's how I roll. Now, if
yes.
can you imagine if you have all of us from the same race go to each and do the same instead of tearing and say, "Oh, I'm not going to support her because she's not Jamaican. I'm not going to support her because she's not Trinidadian." We got to clean that mentality up. There's
Yep.
no one to fight for us, right? All of these other races, they stick together. They stick together. The Chinese, everybody would come to one country, foreign country, and all of them would come up in one room until each one of them are able to go buy their own home.
Mhm.
Only we as blacks cannot do that. So I just want to say to Jamaicans, I love, love, love Jamaicans. Let me tell you why. When I just came to Montreal, Quebec, my first teaching job was to teach with the Jamaica Association of Montreal. They gave me
Okay.
an opportunity to come in because they have an association there, and they used to teach like give courses to immigrants. So I had already come as a qualified teacher, trained from the University of the West Indies,
Yes.
administered at SVG Teachers College. So I've already come trained. So they hired me and they used to pay me. So they gave me my first gig as a teacher before I got into a school to teach. So the thing is, Jamaica would always have a special place in my heart because, and they love me too because I am ambitious. They love the fact that I'm a go-getter. You see what I'm saying? And they
Yes.
love
Yes.
the fact that I'm positive. Most of my friends, they're Jamaican in Canada. A lot of,
Okay.
no matter what project I put out, they're always there to support me and they love me. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And let me tell you something. The reason why, if you look at my channel, you will notice 2 years ago I made a video about their white Canadians. I'm not Jamaican. I am Vincentian.
Mm.
Now, this is when the whole Jamaican thing, rub off of me because prior to that, when I started my this channel here way back, since the channel exists since 2015, when we had the general elections in my country, and then I stopped blogging about my country, the politics, and then I started blogging about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, where I would give reviews and so forth. So
Yes.
the 1 million and some views came from that. And then I delete all the videos, the millions of views, delete them. And I decided, you know what, I want to start fresh. I want to discuss things that relate to me. I can identify with, not on TV, just the culture. Either the culture of my own life, the Caribbean, the Black community, you name it. That's what I want to do. So, what really made me start to blog about Jamaica is the fact that I started a job in customer service last year, and I'm the only Black person on staff. And to see a Black person at the front in these white predominant cities, it's kind of rare. So every time they came in, they would be like, "Are you from Jamaica? Are you from Jamaica?" And sometimes they don't say ask the question. They would be like, "Oh, you're from Jamaica. I hear the accent."
Uh,
I'm like, but to them, all Black people with an accent is either an African accent or
uh,
Caribbean accent. Caribbean, they say
I,
Jamaica,
yeah. Caribbean is Jamaica.
which is fine. And then what happened? I took offense a bit because I'm like, okay, but what about my country? What about my island? Nobody knows my island. Everybody knows Jamaica, right? So I'm like, okay, if everybody's saying that I'm from Jamaica, it might as well as I insert myself into the Jamaican culture and go and vibe up with the Jamaican people a little bit. This is what started the whole thing with me with the Jamaica. But the Alicia Kim situation is kind of isolated from all of this because, like I shared briefly on a live that we did, her video just popped up in my news feed. I was supposed to see that video because in the pandemic I was alone. It was a weird time. It was a strange time for the world, you see? And even as Christians, I was trying to figure out everything. You see what I'm saying? And at the time, I just needed something to cheer me up. And their prank videos, they were so nice, they were funny. I was awed by them. And so she really helped me through everything. And then when I moved from Quebec and I came to the new city, I went back looking, I got videos, and Alice is so confident. I must say this. She's very confident when she sits in front of that camera, flawless. She doesn't stumble. She's like she was made for this. And one of the things that I have to rate her for, even if they're tearing her down and saying all these things about her, no one is perfect. No one is perfect. We're all imperfect human beings, but we have strengths. So I'm here to showcase that strength about her. And she is a role model for real. She actually opened doors for a lot of Jamaicans who want to be on YouTube, whether they want to admit it or not. Right? She did open up some doors, right? So I'm just here to say that I got into the story because of what she did for me when I
Yes.
needed her most. I needed that vibe. I need, that upliftment. And she really brought that for me. You see what I'm saying? And so here we are. Then I happen to be drawn by your channel and what it stands for. And I'm just here to say that I am not just Vincentian. I am a child of God. God created Vincentians, created Jamaicans, created everybody. Once I have a story, and nowadays, Nari, people don't see islands. They don't see
Mhm.
countries. We are now a global village.
Again, I was
A
waiting
global
to get to that.
village.
Yeah, it's one world, especially with the internet. It's
Yeah.
everything is globalized now.
Yeah, so when there is a need, we should not have a partition. We should not have, okay, culture, country, race. No, our hearts should just be moved to help in any situation that we
Yeah,
see fit. And God has blessed me with the ability to analyze, to use my brain. Some people say I'm wise. I give it all the glory to Him. Why not? Why should I sit on all this this ability to analyze and help clarify situation when I can help any culture with it? You see what I'm saying?
yes,
So
yes.
I just wanted to change the narrative on that.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump back to you spoke briefly about your mom and how she aided you in terms of having that willpower, despite her being somewhat abusive, but she still
Mm-hmm.
instilled some great qualities in you. However,
Mm-hmm. And I'll
the
share
need,
them.
yes, and the need of the father was still there, or the need
Mm-hmm.
for your father was still there. So
Mm-hmm.
let me ask, because you said you don't remember from the age. Well, you can't recall knowing your father. So at what age did he leave? Did you have a convo with your mom as it relates to what age you were when your father left?
Yes. When I became a teenager, she said when I was about 2 years old.
Okay.
But then when I look at the age of the first child for my dad, the one whom he left us to marry into, we only 1 year apart. 1 year apart. So it apparently after I was born, he had the other baby, my sister, with his wife, 1 year apart. However, he didn't finish there because he came back and had the last girl. No, the first boy came after me.
Mhm.
And this is going to explain to you why my mother was abusive. I'm going to share it briefly why. So that I don't paint her as a bad person. She's deceased now, but I don't paint her as a bad person. I want to show that for every cause, every reaction, there's a cause, a root cause. And I've since forgiven my mom. I've since forgiven everyone. I have to do that. That is
Yeah,
important for me
very
to heal and
important.
move on. So I've already forgiven everything. So telling my story is not to dredge up anything and to portray them in a bad light. Absolutely not. Because in my genes I have both. So I have to still be respectful and honor both.
Yes.
Okay. So after the first boy was born, daddy went back with the same lady. Apparently he was cheating with her. Then my last sister was born. And then he had a son, his first son with the wife. Well, I don't think they were married yet, with the lady. And then he left completely.
Mm.
Yeah. So I want to think he left like he was back and forth like when I was like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So in that 3 year span, two more children came because mommy had them 1 year apart. Most of them 1 year apart, and then 2 years apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So growing up, and well, at what age did you come to Canada?
I came to Canada in 2002.
Okay. Oh, so
But I
you.
want to say, stick up in
Mm.
right here. I want to say that my father is responsible for me being in Canada. So strange. This is a whole web, which I will explain.
Okay. So just all right. So let's just run through the
Timeline.
childhood years, adolescent years, teenage years. How was
Okay.
that without him there?
So first of all, let me give you a timeline. So I think it was when I was like 8 years old. I can remember. seeing that he used to drive a Volkswagen vehicle. And back in the day, you're talking about early 70s, early 80s, that he was a star. You know what I mean? Because, first of all, he was very ambitious. He was working with the government, in public works. Yeah. And he used to drive a Volkswagen. I remember his red Volkswagen. I remember that vividly as a
Mm.
child, because vehicles in those days were rare. And for
Oh
you to
yes.
have a vehicle in those days, and as your dad, I felt, wow, look at my dad with his vehicle. He was like a hero, you know what I mean? And I remember being in school, and the teachers would be like, oh, look at that car going up this street. And I would run out, because that time I used to go to school bare feet. There was no shoes to go on my feet. And by the time I come out, dad would be gone. But then he didn't go home to see my mommy and the rest of the kids. He went to see his mother, because his mother was our neighbor. So daddy had already disappeared years, remarried to the same woman whom he was cheating on mommy with. And then what happened? He still had his mother living beside us in a small boathouse, because what happened? The wife did not want his mother in his house. And then the relationship between mommy and him was strained. So you can't run from all these kids, leave us to suffer, and then mommy go and take care of your mother. To me, that makes sense. So it wasn't until the something happened that he brought his mother up. Like mommy, like granny got sick, and so granny had to go next to where he is. So the wife had no choice but to allow the mother, but she wasn't happy there. So what happened? I'm going to like jump all over the place with this. I'm just gonna stick a pin here. So my recollection as 8-year old to 15-year old, this was the dad who was coming around, right? Driving his Volkswagen car, never had anything to do with us, never stopped into the school to say, here's my child, how are you doing? Nope. Never sent a penny. Nope. He didn't do anything. He used to just drive up and come see his mother, and then he hired somebody in the village to come and sleep with Granny and so forth. Even when we used to go in Granny's yard to play. Granny used to run us out of the yard because he did not allow the his mother to even have a relationship with us. You understand what's going on? So
Yes.
in a way, it was complete parental alienation.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was really hard. And so what happened? So that was that. Then no, we got word that the wife passed away. So the wife passed away when I was in high school. I think I was in form 2 or 3. They said she went to cut an appendix. And then when she was in the hospital, she was upset. She was like, oh, by the time I come out of the hospital, your mother has to be out of my house.
Okay. She was
Daddy's mom.
adamant.
Yes. And so she never made it out. She
Mm.
succumbed to the surgery. May her soul rest in peace. She succumbed to the surgery. And then what happened now? Something interesting happened. About 1 or 2 years gone by, he came back approaching mommy, want a relationship. The bigger girl said, no, absolutely not, because we are already grown up. No, no, absolutely not. We passed it once. No. But I didn't have a say, because I was still a little too young, to about 15, 16, to have a say.
Yes.
But that didn't happen, because the older girls knew better, and at that time, mommy would listen to the older girls. So that didn't happen. So the first time I can remember going to my dad's house, and I must let you know, we were living in the central area, like the food basket of the area of the country. We call it the Marico Valley. And dad moved all the way to the farthest north from his kids. So in order to get up there, you have to like it's a long journey, you know.
Yes.
And so when Granny passed, my dad wasn't remarried. I remember that vividly. He wasn't remarried. So we went up. And that is the mother I have. She's still understanding is our grandmother, although certain things happen. She said, it's your grandmother. Go. We took the bus, we went up, see Granny, went to Granny. They brought her down to bury her. And that was that. I didn't go up to have a relationship with my father. I was still like, to him, to me, he was still a stranger. to me.
Yes, yes.
I just went up to perform a role. So Granny passed, she was buried. Then my dad moved on to marrying a younger woman, obviously, because at this time now he's in his like 60s now, going up to his 70s. So, maybe he wants somebody to take care of him when he was older. So he married somebody younger and he got two more kids with
Mm,
her. No, that was that. Daddy living his life. We don't move on. We don't grown up. I went to school, educated, working. I studied daddy. No, I just, working and, giving back my mom, helping her, giving her allowance because she educated me. She provided me a space in high school because she worked hard in the land to support us.
yes.
However, something happened that changed my life forever. I had already left school. I was working as a junior bookkeeper because I did accounting in CXC and those things, passed those subjects. My passion was really to be an accountant. And so what happened, I was already working in offices in town, but then this guy, I want to say, tricked me up in the ass. So he tricked me into thinking that, okay, I am the one. And what happened? He had a baby mama. The woman cheated on him, so we ended up together. Then when she saw that, he went for an
Mm,
upgrade because she didn't finish high school. But I already had what at the time nine CXC subjects under my belt, and I was working. That was a big upgrade. So what happened? She decided that she would make my life a living hell up in ASO. But I just want to say something. Should I say it now, or maybe I should wait? I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll come back to
okay.
it, right? However, a lot of cheating happened, a lot of abuse happened. He almost took my life. The police had to finally escort me out of the marriage. When I left the marriage, he walked the same child mother back in 2 days after the house, the marital home. But the relationship, they never left.
Mm,
Which is a favorite one line I heard on your channel. They never left. They never, in my situation, them never left. Okay. And they were using the child in a manipulative way to pretend, oh, it's in the sake of the child. I allowed it to know. I allowed it because I'm like, he has a right to be in his child's life.
yes.
But I was naive, very naive, which I don't really want to go into. I just want
Yeah.
to raise this to show you how it affected now. It affected me, my relationship with my dad later on. So, like, okay, the police escorted me out of the house, fine. I am at mommy's place now, but he's still coming down and harassing me.
Mm,
Yeah, he would be up at the gate. This thing is like a movie. He would be up the gate, calling out my name loud. I don't like my name to be called out loud. I was still 23, 24. Shame. I am very easy to feel ashamed. And this
yes.
man is coming out, everybody hearing him. Oh, Clairon, I want a divorce. Because what happened? He wants to go married to the baby mama fast. He said, what did she tell me? And I'm like, although I wasn't put in emotional turmoil, me not going away because I didn't marry to divorce. So what you bothering me for?
Mm,
Okay. So he mean you every day, every day. So I ended up moving away from the area. So he could leave me alone. Everywhere I move, he's still finding me. Now you have a woman in your house. Leave me alone. Let me get around to finally deciding when I want to divorce. Right?
yeah.
And so I became very suicidal. Like
Mm,
I just was in so much emotional pain, Ari. I just want the pain to end. I wanted to end. This was another pain upon all the other pain I had to suffer through my life. And so Daddy may have heard about it. People in the village told him that because one time I had the Gramox zone in a
mhm,
bottle. I took it from mommy's banana field and I took it and I had it under my pillow. No, for real. Mommy never knew about this, but it's the first time I didn't know that I was suicide. I was thinking about I don't want to be here at the time, but nobody never knew about the Grammar Zone. I hid it under the pillow and I was sleeping on that pillow for 5 days, contemplating. But
mm,
every time I think about ending, I'm like, but then what happened to my salvation? Because I was baptized young. So
Yes.
you could see God and the devil was warring for my soul, right?
Mm.
And so I heard a voice saying, but what am I going to do with my salvation? Even if I get out of this world like this, the pain is going to go away. But I still have to, I'm going to end up in hell. I'm going to be lost.
Mm.
Those are the voices I heard in my brain. And I never did it. So by the
Okay.
time when Daddy heard about what happened, when what I planned to do, that is when this said he sent his daughter, his first daughter for that marriage from the cheaterization. I coined the word cheaterization, sent for me. So we had to we couldn't go to the main road because he would know. People tell him that I escaped. Guy, his mission, my ex-husband's mission was to touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me
Mm.
until I die. Because when he came down, he would be like, oh, I will see to it that you become a vagrant. You will never turn out to anything good in life. That man there. And so remember, I am young and, my marriage failed and I didn't go into it to fail. And
Yes.
no, I just want the pain to go away. So my sister and I, we slipped through a side road without him knowing. I packed my bag and we took the bus and we went up to meet my daddy. No, when I
So
went and I met my daddy remember I went up there when my grandmother died, but it was
yes.
not, it was just like a stranger to me. But this time, this is a man who now come to rescue me.
Yes.
Nari, I'm telling you, I felt that he was my hero in that
Oh,
moment. And Nari, let me tell you something. Every pain, every anger I had, every effect I felt from the parental alienation just went out the window. Just went out the
mhm.
window. Me I had no ill feelings about my daddy at all. Me just happy for be with my daddy. And me was
Superman
so
has
happy to be with
arrived.
my dad. When I went into the house with my sister, I did not hug him. We didn't shake hands. We didn't have any we didn't have any exchange of word. Everything was just silent understanding. You understand?
Mm.
Silent understanding. Okay? He provided for us. At that time now, he was on pension. And at that time, the wife had already passed and he
Yes.
had already remarried. So he used to be back and forth. He used to leave the house with the kids. They were grown up and he would be with his other wife in another village close by. But
Okay.
he making sure he coming up. He come in, he put in money to buy me food and everything. And he took me to church because at that time he had already changed his life and he was going to church. So I used to go, he
Okay.
used to take me Bible studies and everything. And I loved it. I loved it, Nari.
They say
I'm like,
this
this is what
in
I
this
want. I
moment.
want to go to church with my daddy.
Yeah.
And daddy took me to church. And no, I'm 23 years old. But I feel so happy with my daddy. My daddy taking me to church. And my daddy making sure put food for we eat. And I going up to the land to help my daddy. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. So that changed everything. But I'll tell you something. My ex-husband found out now that I was up there. And I told you, up there is kind of far. And you know what? He and the child mother, whom he was cheating with me all of the time, connected a telephone bill for cable and wireless in my name and maliciously run it up. When somebody just spiting, calling USA, spiting to run it up to send it to me.
So you had to find some
He
way to get
mail
at it.
it. He mail it up to the post office. And we got the letter. I said, Daddy, look. He connected my name there to the phone bill, but him and the child mother use the phone. Daddy say, And I'm gonna tell you why I get to love him after. Daddy say, no, this not happening. Because at the time, Nari, he can't come up. He cannot come up to
Yeah.
always the name of the village. He cannot come up there to meet my daddy. Because this is a man to man now. You see that our daddy went for his child, sent for his child to protect his child from him. You understand? So he can't
Yeah.
come up go meet daddy now. He never come up to the village. He can't come up. He posted the thing. Daddy said, no, we go, come, get dressed, get dressed. Get dressed. Went down to a lawyer. Daddy found the lawyer. And lawyer, tell the lawyer everything. Lawyer sent a note to Cable Wireless, track that thing right away. Lawyer sent a letter to the man to pay the bill. The man never paid the bill. But it's still in my name. He ran it up to 300 and some dollars. And in 1990 something, that was a lot of money in 1993.
Mm.
Okay. No, all of these calls were in 1 month straight on purpose to
Yes.
spite me. Anywho, at least he see that daddy's taking action. We getting help. He stopped harassing my mom. He went to her yard, pull up all the stuff them that she planted. Mom took him to court. Mommy decided to drop the case. Later on, this is the kind of monster I'm married to. You understand? If he can't get back at me one way, get back at me with my family and so forth.
Mm.
But the only person he could not get through to, yeah, he would do mommy that because mommy's a woman. Yeah, the weaker vessel. He couldn't try that when my dad. Everything's all the harassment stopped since me going my daddy place. Harassment stopped, vindictiveness stopped. 6 months me spent with daddy. And I was making some progress, I was just like away from the situation.
Mhm.
I needed that at that moment to recuperate and to just have a physical place to feel safe. Daddy provided that for me. But I'm going to tell you what happened. The daughter got
Mhm.
jealous. The first
Ah,
daughter, the same one who sang for me, got jealous because what happened? She saw the relationship between me and my daddy was growing and it was wonderful. And me, I don't just sit down. I wasn't walking out. I did quit walk away from the accounting job. Me quit everything. And I was just up there recuperating, daddy taking care of me. That's it. I was not going to just sit down. So I had known how to crochet, how to make doilies and so forth, because I used to make it when I was going to school to get extra cash and the villagers used to pay me. I'm a very industrious person. So I
yes.
went up, I saw a lot of the young people on the street, and I said, nah, I'm going to ask the representative of the area to give me the community center to come and teach the girls how to crochet. And it would pay me like just $10 a month. My sister got so jealous, right? She got jealous of what I was doing. And then she started picking on me. And then she other sister would plot. They would isolate me from events and from everything. But I'm not studying them. I made my own friends up there.
Yes.
So one of her brother was living at a different home away from where we were. And the woman whom he was living with was going to our daddy's church. So I explained to her what is happening with my sister. They're getting jealous, they alienate me. Because remember, daddy not sleeping home to know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
So what happened? She before she was encouraging me to come up and live with her if I'm not ready to go back down yet. Right? So before all of that, my sister took all of my clothes them and threw them about the house. And you know what she told me? She said, that is my mother's house. Yes, yes, you see what I'm telling you? And I'm going to come to a very important point why I raised this. Because in daddy's heart, he meant well. He want to help me out and and so forth. But in this daughter's heart, everything is not okay.
Mm.
And now I'm going to find out where that is coming from. That came from the mother, the bitter mother. Because the bitter mother alienate helped. I said helped. Because daddy has a mind of his own too. Helped to alienate the children from the father.
Yes.
And now that daddy is making an effort to bridge the gap with at least one. You never bridge the gap with all of them, with
That's
one.
one. Hmm.
You're telling daddy, oh, how dare you come out of say come out of daddy house, A daddy who built his house. You say come out of my mother's house. You see what I'm saying? And every so often she would show her mother, oh, if her mother was alive. And that is when I realized she was still hurting from the loss of her mom.
Mm.
Because my mother was still alive. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying? And so what happened after she threw out my things, it was very embarrassing. All of the villagers saw that new area. I just pick up everything, and then the lady where my brother was living, she told me to come and stay with her. And I stayed with her, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to go back down. So I got a job at I think I got a job back with a travel agency back home, and I went back down, and I was working again. So this time now, my ex-husband wasn't bothering me. I think daddy time has been up. Every situation, experience has a shelf life. Daddy,
Yeah.
time was already up. I was only supposed to be there for 6 months, okay? Um, because I was already surviving without him. So I needed
Mm.
him to be my emotional shelter and psychological protector at the time. And he showed up. His time is up. So the time was up. I went back down. But that doesn't mean I disliked him at the time. I still am grateful forever for what he did. But I think he should have counseled her because she rules him. That daughter rules him.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? And that is why the wife whom he married to could not live in the house, the last wife. You understand? You see the
Okay.
dynamics now?
Yeah. But
Uh-huh.
before you continue, during
Mm-hmm.
that 6 month period, what were the conversations like? Like, did you ask him question as to why no? What happened over the past 22 years?
No conversation. Like I said, everything was just quiet acceptance, understanding. Okay, you sent for me, I'm here. I'm in your house, I'm your child. You just sit, I just adjusted as a child.
Just, just accepted the present and moved
No
forward.
conversation.
Didn't know.
No conversation. That's why I told you, God allow him to be there to rescue me emotionally. That's how I see his role. And let me tell you something, Nari. His role as a father is to protect a girl child. And that is what I told you in the beginning of a conversation. His role is to protect me from when I was young. If he was there to protect me when I was young and mother for me, deal breakers, risk factors, before I end up in certain relationship with guys, this will not happen. So what he failed to do as a child, he had to come back and do it and map up the job.
And and because that's what essentially what he did. He protected you in that
Yeah,
moment
and this is a
when you
full
needed it.
circle, and this is a full circle teachable moment up in here, sir. This is a full circle teachable moment. So what you fail to do for your child as a father, it can cost you. If it's not embarrassment, you would have to use your financial resources because he had to use his financial resources to go hire a lawyer. He had to use his money to provide food for me because I wasn't working for 6 months. I'm just saying.
And no,
Okay,
and
so
hold on 1 second. There's a key point there that I want to
mhm,
emphasize, and it's the fact that it's never too late. Once you're still alive, you still have an opportunity. So,
mhm,
despite missing out on years and saying I wish I could have, would have, that's why it's good to never give up.
mhm,
Because giving up, you're giving up on the potential opportunities that may be ahead of
mhm.
us.
Amen.
And in your case, despite what took place prior to the prior 22 years, in that moment when you needed him the most, he showed up as a father and
Mhm,
did what a father was
mhm,
supposed to do in
mhm,
that
mhm,
moment.
mhm. But
So
I
I
tell
just
you
wanted
something,
to
Nari.
point that out that it's never too late to be that person, to be
But
that
I tell you
parent.
something. I tell you something. It all has to do with your mindset and your character. You see, when a child has been alienated, if the child doesn't have a grateful heart, if the child doesn't have discernment, spiritual discernment, right? When all of this happening, I've been on give my heart to Jesus. I baptized when I was in school, in high school. I baptized when I was in Form 4, around that grade, they call it grade 10 now? Yes.
Great time,
I
yeah.
baptized. So my character has already been formed and changed. A lot of healing took place. When you become a child of God, he transformed, So
Yes.
transformation took place, right? It took place. And that is why I wasn't angry with daddy. The only problem I have with my dad is the fact that he didn't stand up to the daughter. He didn't say, Clara, no, you have to come back. You have to come back home. She can't put you out.
Yeah, yeah.
He just let me stay up. But it was good because I get closer to my brother, right? My brother, which is her sister, her brother from her mom. He was living at the house. I get to know my brother. You see what I'm saying? And he's such a nice person. I see my dad in him very quiet, easygoing, respectful. So he wasn't living with his sisters. So that was a good opportunity for me. And even right now, this brother and we're forming a really good relationship because the wife has been elected as a minister of government now in my island, his wife.
Okay.
Yes, because they just had elections in November last. So, you know, he already know everything. Well, I haven't touched certain things that happen in Canada, but I'll tell you. And how daddy came again. So, okay, time for us to wrap up the fact that he rescued me during the after the marriage turmoil. Now, what happened when I went back down? I just need to touch on something briefly. I met well, before, persons were telling me, neighbors were telling me that the same child mother whom he cheated on me with, m- he and her had problems, and they would hear his loud voice saying, "Oh, Clairon had her way, but you can't step in her boots." Well, he knew all along who I was. He just got bamboozled by this cheater. Well, both of
Mm,
them are cheaters. One cheater attract another cheater. That's how I look at it. Okay. So okay, so that was that. So he met me walking into like a lonely road, and I was a little scared because I didn't want him to hit me or anything. And he said, I walked on the other side of the road, and he said, "Can I speak to you for a moment?" And I'm like, "What can I do for you?" He said, "Can we please get back together?" That's what he told me, you know.
mm,
I said, "No." I said, "If you want a piece of food, I'm going to give it to you. Piece of some clothing to wear, I'll give it to you, but not my precious life that God has put back together." At that time, you know where that came from? I felt protected by my daddy.
mm.
What I was missing, I don't feel it. So me no want to go back in your chaos. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, yes.
And Andrew, I must let you know that that man never bothered me like that after. He has, and you know, up to now, he tracks my progress in Canada. He tracks my progress in Canada. My ex-husband, I have him blocked from all my social media platform. When I release my gospel hit song, Jesus Got My Back, and I had my T-shirt line going on, he messaged me. Oh, he sent me the video with him with my video that played on the television station home, and how he played my song. I'm like, what the hell is sending me this for? I'm not interested. You know what I mean? And then, oh, he want to buy my t-shirt. Me not block all the accounts then because the thing is that I don't forgive him. I don't forgive him, but not to be back with him, not to be back with him. And this is a teachable moment. This is a teachable moment. You see, when people want to go and do whatever, you have to leave them. Anybody would say that they want to walk out your life, just let them go.
Yes.
Let them go. Once you pick somebody to upgrade, or you yourself upgrade,
Mm,
another story. Regret will kill him until they're dead.
yes.
And you know what? That is the biggest way to get back. Me, I don't take my hand and do nothing to nobody. Right? I don't take my brain and wish nothing on nobody. I pray and I say, Lord, this is the situation. I forgive them and move on. Yeah. But the thing is that he never remarried, you know. He never remarried and he cannot, and he's still addressing me as his wife up to today. But I tell you something, I just had to bring it in with my ex just to make a point, eh? Because it's connected to my dad still. Although I forgive this person, because we're not talking about him too much on this. This is not about him. This life is about fatherhood and alienation and so forth. But they overlap, as you can see clearly.
Yes.
I already forgive my ex. I just want to put it out there. Whatever he choose, too bad. He can't have me now. This good version of me, no. He lost the old version, broken version of me. God put in a lot of work. I'm healed totally. I cannot be with somebody like him, right? However, in 2023, I published my memoir, which is my second book, okay?
Yes.
And in the memoir, I chronicle my life, and my struggle is called Diamond in the Mess. So God has been able to show me how to spot the diamond, the lessons. You see what I'm saying? From everything I encounter. So he had to come in my book from chapter 1 to chapter 5. I spoke about the alienation from my father, how it all started, how it affected me psychologically, how daddy walked out from a classroom of 9. Okay. I talk about the abuse from my mommy and how that abuse came from the dad going away. So the woman was left with 9 children. Now that I'm grown up, I don't forgive her abuse because I understand now how it feels to be left with 9 pitney, 8
Yeah.
girls and 1 boy pitney, and mommy wasn't educated. Mommy never had a big job like daddy. Mommy just had the land that daddy left, and she was farming the land, and then the church, that the Anglican church that she raised us in. They rented her some land and she was able to farm banana. And back in the banana was a lot of money. And then she was able to private school me and a couple others, right? Some
Yes,
of the
yes,
last kids. So I decided, okay, it's time now for me to show in the book my experiences from chapter 1 to chapter 5 that I went through from my dad, my mom, and my ex husband. All three have to shape my perception of life, right?
yeah,
And I lay out the truth. So, what happened when I published the book in 2023? A Canadian television station picked it up because I reached out to them and let them know that as an immigrant, I would like to share my story. You know, I am really a success story, and they picked it up. So before that, on my Facebook wall, I would be putting out little excerpts, like
yes,
shocking excerpts. I know how to market. I know how to market because in Canada, I was a business teacher up to grade 11.
okay,
Okay. In Canada, I taught accounting. And that is why I think maybe that's why I gravitate to Alicia like that. And you see where the ambition is. You could see clearly why Alicia and well, Alicia would always be my story as a motivator because we cross each other's path. I taught accounting in grade 10, commercial activities grade 10, grade 11, I did entrepreneurship, how to start a business, branding, all of that. Now I try to let you know that as somebody who taught marketing, understand marketing, I decided I'm going to, you have a book to sell. I don't have big promoting vehicle.
yeah,
So I'm going to use my wall to for my
yeah,
advantage. So I put out excerpt, shocking excerpt. Oh, he slammed me on the concrete and kicked me in my head. So I put out like little excerpt of just three things that he did, not the whole chapter. Somebody I haven't blocked already. So somebody saw and reached out to him and screenshot, sent it to him.
yeah,
Now, in his brain, this whole book is about him. No, it's only I see I talked about my marriage, divorce, separation and divorce. That's the three chapters. Right? The book has 17 chapters. The 17 chapters is not about he's not so special to be in my book in 17 chapters. No, he's lucky to have three.
mm,
Right? So somebody said to him that give him the impression the whole book is about him and he's exaggerated in his mind. And then somebody sent back a message to me and said he posted on his wall that, oh, everything I put in the book is a lie. Now I felt victimized over and over again. Because even if I did not want to address it as as a 23-year-old, right?
yes,
That doesn't mean I should not address it. When I was at the time when I published the book, I was just like 52. Why shouldn't I address it? It affected my life. It affected my life so deep that in 2015 I hit rock bottom because in Canada can be well, North America can be a hard life when you're doing it alone. I when I came to Canada, I was doing it
yes,
solo. So me had to walk, pay me rent, pay for university because I came here with the University of the West Indies teacher associate degree now. That's what it's supposed to be. And so I'm qualified to teach, but they're telling you have to go back to school. Right? So here am I with a full-time teaching job, full load. Here am I chasing down this degree, full load. Here am
yeah,
I have to finance it myself. Me have to pay me rent. It was hard, so me crash. So when the psychologists get a hold of me now and was assessing me, they start going back in my childhood, Nary, shocking me.
yeah,
So I'm like, what does my child? Why they want to dig up my privacy? Like I had my truth just hole in my truth. I didn't want nobody to hear about it. I lived it. They were like my paws. I carried it everywhere I went. And here these psychologists now want to strip me of my secret. And at that point I felt like they was trying to strip me naked and I tried to hold on. I don't want them to know because I didn't want to feel ashamed.
yes,
You see what I'm saying? I didn't want to feel ashamed. And I'm like, no, I don't want him to know about this. I already come here, don't forget behind, leave civils behind. And here am I already a landed immigrant. I wasn't a citizen yet. But I good. I already start teaching yet. Let them leave me alone. I don't want to know my business like
yeah. I
that.
don't need to know
Right?
all of that.
Guess what? When you see a psychologist wants to help you in Canada and heal you, a joke you make. You have to open up. You have to open up. So they went straight back and they start asking me, what happened in your childhood? We want to know. Daddy name come up.
Mm.
Mommy name come up. You know what they tell me? From the final analysis, the fact that your father ran away, that protection was there for you. Your mother didn't want you because she had already had 8 girls, 7 girls, and she wasn't making any boys. And they were jeering in the village and saying, oh, she can't make boys. So she had already scheduled a tie off to tie her tube,
Mhm.
When she went, but then it happened, the midwife died.
Oh,
Now the midwife died and she went back with daddy and I came. So when she saw that all in mommy's, when I was in her stomach, she was praying for boy. But see that when me come out so strong and tough and can face any tough, anytime me fall, anytime hardship confront me, me as a bounce back. I'm
yes.
strong. Me strong in my willpower. I must see that why. And so when mommy saw that I was another girl, she never want me. She tell everybody me while in the hospital. One time there was a lady, a trafficker from Trinidad. She wanted a girl child. Mommy picked out of all the girl, mommy picked me. But said we're Trinidad. Something happened when I end up with Trinidad. Trinidad. So I'm just trying to show you how she didn't want me. And so I reminded her of the child that she should not have been, I should not have been around. And so that is why she was constantly abusing me. Anything, like when you look at my skin, mommy, I have so much mark, chop, stitches every minute in the clinic. And every time she do me these things, she would say, you're lucky Nurse Munzi died. So me and the fall, me must take Nurse Munzi life. Me and the fall that Nurse Munzi died. So me and the punching bag. You understand? But you know what? Even when I was supposed to, when I passed to go to high school, mommy say, I mean, I have no confidence in you, mommy say, well, I send you. Me remember mommy say so. I remember I'm at 13-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old. Me remember mommy say so. And all I can look, me remind it, me remember you here. Lord, I remind you here. Which shows that anything a parent say to you when you're a child is still there. And boy, me go to school me say, me I go swallow your nose. Me I go make sure me study hard. A first second I told me when I come, I was an A student. Yeah? So the thing is I was the one to come back and give $1. All when me the Canada here as a woman, me still send mommy allowance. Even when I used to send my mother allowance, my ex-husband used to say, where you go send your mother allowance for? Her job is to send you to school. Me say, no. And I used to bring a riff in our marriage too. Me said, how you
Mm.
want me to forget a mother who used to walk the land, go out in the cold, weed people garden to give me a school fee to go to school, right? And how you want me to forget her now that I can work for $1? No, no. And even when me leave that marriage, when I left the marriage, I continued as a grown man. Me continued helping my mother.
Yes.
So I am just trying to show you that when the psychologists assessed me, they brought that up. And they said, well, no, she didn't want you. And then your protector was no longer there. And as a result of it, your protector no longer being there, she had all leverage to do whatever she wants with you. She took the frustration from him gone. And the fact that she alone was doing everything financially, there was a strain on her. You were the target. Some like, but why she wasn't targeting the others? You remind her of a lot of pain because it was around that time when after I was born, he started cheating with the lady. So it
Mm-hmm.
was a really straining time. Plus, she didn't want another girl, right? So that's done. Then they're like, okay, because now you have been addicted now to abuse, you have normalized abuse because as a child, you have been cultured into thinking it is okay
Yeah.
for you to be abused. So now, what are you going to look for? Although you do not spot it right away, when it happens, you're going to accept it too. And this is what happened. So I
Yeah.
accept the abuse. I was naive in so many situations with that. Then now the psychologist said, okay, I'm like, okay, what all of this have to do with anything? You know what they said? From a child, trauma after trauma after trauma,
It's just
you
building.
internalize everything. It was building, building, building. And then all the studies, you alone have to face everything here in Canada. Boom, poof, everything just blow off. And so I was able to confront all this drama. It was one of the most painful time of my life in Canada. I was feeling the emotional pain, psychological pain coming out, and I was
Yeah.
crying, and I had to confront everything. And then I had to confront the doctor said you have to forgive these abusers. You have to forgive everybody. That is how you're going to know heal, and you're going to move on, and now you're going to know accept this new version of you with all of those pain gone. And then I woke up one day. I heard mommy was in the hospital in 2014. I sent a message to my mom. I said to my nephew to tell my mom I forgive her. That time she doesn't. Then nobody knows what I'm going through with this psychologist and so forth. Eh? About 2 days after
Mm.
mommy passed. 2 days
Well, she
after,
got the message though.
I felt free. I felt free. My ex, I had already forgiven him because in 2010 I went back after I became a landed. I met him at a funeral. I went over, I shook his hand, and I said, "I've forgiven you." That's it. That's it. But I had already forgiven him before 2014, before 2011, right? So that wasn't too hard. I was already on the journey with that forgiveness. And then no, my dad, I just have to just forgive everything. No, let me just jump back in and talk about my father's role in me being in Canada. Okay. So some years pass. Daddy and I, we don't have no relationship still. We're not
Yeah.
communicating because was not the purpose of the visit. Like I said, the purpose was for him to rescue me. I appreciate it. I move on. I don't heal. I move on.
Mm.
So now I change profession. I'm no longer into accounting, bookkeeping. I want to do teaching. So I applied to the government. I got accepted as a probationary assistant teacher. And so I decided I'm going to spend 3 months and then I go to teachers college. So while I was in teachers college, somebody linked me up with a connection. Okay. The person was a teacher. Okay, already qualified and everything. And so that was like my boyfriend in college. Then he proposed. No, he not been proposed. I didn't accept the proposal. He tried to propose. I didn't accept it because what happened? I was not divorced at the time. So at that time, I had already walked out the church and all of that. Okay, back in the islands. So, but he went for a younger girl. He cheated on me with a younger girl.
Mm.
And so now, oh my God, it was hard. I was how old was I at the time? I was 30 years old at the time. I was preparing to go university now to do my specialization in like something in linguistics because
Yes.
yeah, and so forth. And I done University of the West Indies that accept me. And then this man cheated on me. And oh my God, my wall is crumbling apart. But before that, my ex-husband would not sign the divorce at all because he found out that I'm upgrading. You see though? You see why your story, I understand everything in your story because
Mm.
when I was by myself, when I was by myself, he had dragged me to a lawyer and I must pay half for the divorce. I said, no, me not pay half. If you want to file the divorce, you go pay the whole thing.
Mm.
Why you me must go pay half for your divorce? No. If me file, me no want your help.
So that you want it, so
There you go.
cover the
So what
expense.
happened though? So no, he never bother me. I mean, noticing I file no divorce no more because he and the woman done, right? No, when I was with my guy now, he's a teacher now, you know, and he was from like an uppity family. He was Indian, from an
Okay.
uppity family, society family, well respected and so forth. And he realized now I'm marrying up, right? So what happened? He decided not sign the petition. Petition going not sign none. What can I do? Right? So what happened? I actually when the guy and I broke up, when he cheated, and I ended up in the hospital because I became suicidal again. Because it's like a repeat of what happened, you know.
Yeah.
And so what happened? When I was in the hospital, he thought I would have died, and I don't know what he did. But only when I came to Canada, I found out he signed the petition. But when I was up and Finished college, done qualify and everything, and driving, and we live in we own home and thing. Me and my
Yeah.
new guy, he never not say nothing. How we staked out for all the time. So when you realize that the guy move on, the guy cheated on me, move on with a younger girl, and I am in the hospital battling for my life. He run come sign it because he don't want to stand my funeral.
Yeah. Responsibility. Yeah.
Hey, boy, but tell you how God I work. Man could have a plan, but God have a better plan. I never knew what was going on. I only found out in 2006, and granted, I came to Canada 2002, but I'll tell you how I found out. Anyhow, so daddy came in the hospital, that's what I remember, to come and visit me. Claire, you got to pull yourself through. Come on, I'm here. I am here again. And, when my daddy came into the hospital, me feel like me want to come out. Me feel here anybody could get through to me. No,
Mm.
for real. And I eventually came out. But when I came out, I was on sick leave with the ministry. I had already passed my exam, my program. So I was just waiting now. The government normally wait another 1 year to appoint you, but all the back pay accumulated. You know about that.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
have worked in Jamaica as a civil servant. And so at the same time, I'm like, it's like I felt like the country was just stifling me. Like, it's not helping me. You know what I mean? Setback after setback. And then at the time now, that, I was like thinking about going back to school and so forth.
Mm.
And, just continue living there. But then daddy reached out to the same sister who threw me out
Yeah.
back in 2003 and said, because she had just moved to Canada 1 year. But I tell you something, after she done threw me out way back, when I became a teacher, the college was close to where she was working at a house. She was doing a babysitting at a house. And what happened, I used to go over there and spend time with her and eat my lunch over there. Bring my lunch
Okay.
and eat, and we relax. So we had gotten back. The relationship had built back a bit, but I still don't trust her. Okay. Anywho, daddy told her to send for me. Okay. I think it's a good idea if you bring Clairon up. That time she only had like a year or so there. She wasn't straight, but at least it was the plan was for me to come and spend like a 3 months. When school closed, that's when I went. I came up August, beginning of August, right? So August, 1 month. So the Ministry of Education gave me 1 month leave to go. And I came to Canada. But long story short, when I came to Canada, I realized the back pay came and followed me. So
Mm.
I left somebody in charge of my account, and so the person wired me 6,000 some no EC dollars, which is like 2,000 some Canadian dollars. Back
Okay.
in 2002, that was a lot of money for like an immigrant to come with, because some people don't come with nothing, but the teaching
Yeah.
back they come and help me. So I said I'm not going to use it to do anything. I'm going to, because I don't know anyone. My sister didn't have any family here neither. We were just here by ourselves. So I'm like, okay, she was here 1 year before, so she taught me the rope and everything. But cutting a long story short, she wanted me to use that money to help her pack barrels to send home to impress, not her family, impress friends. So I'm like, no, why must I go and pack barrel? We not even living in our own apartment. Let us save up our money and go on our own. No, that was not her goal. She joined up with two friends, one from her village and another one here, and the other one was gay, so he wanted to rent with her instead of me. So she teamed up with them, and then they tried to force me out. So she went and told the owner for the place where we were renting, we were all Vincentian, that I'm doing her stuff. I wasn't doing her anything. And one day the lady came to me and she said, Maureen came and told me something. One of you have to leave, and it has to be you. Well, I didn't
Mm.
expect otherwise, because both of them from the same village, right?
Yeah.
So when I heard that, I realized I reached out to the church where I was going, because the pastor taught me Spanish in high school. So I didn't feel alone. And when I told him what happened, he told me, start looking for a place. So God was so good, I found a little basement, right? And me, I don't play what I'm not. That's why I told you, if you notice my introduction,
Yes.
I don't care about labels. I don't care about those things. Those things are like secondary, nothing to me, because I know where I came from. My character is all I have. right? And so at the time, I rented a little basement, just a little 2.5, they used to call it here. And I'd already like started like buying my bed and everything and putting them right in the room to move. And then she got jealous. No, if you lied on me for me to move and I don't get an apartment and move, why you must jealous when I start to buy my stuff? But that's how she is. I'm talking about jealousy because I show you the chain. I show you the chain reaction from where when I went up there by her father, it
Yeah.
continued. So when I came to Canada, remember I had some money. She didn't have much. And also she tell me to move. I don't start to buy my stuff. The landlord was Jewish. He told me I could get 1 month free to start moving. So I used to buy things, go over, move in, right? But
Yeah.
at the time now, I'd already pay my rent for the month. So I wanted to finish out. One day she was walking up the stairs, all the time in a hostility like crazy, like in a happy that, some people want you to be, want the worst to happen to you. And it's just like in Alice's situation. Because what happened? She wanted me out so badly. She should be happy that I'm going.
Right.
No, she not happy because now me make progress for with my
Mm.
own key and whatever. Right? It's just like what Buddha told said. He wanted her to fall on her face. And the only thing he had over her was a divorce. Okay, let me get she must crash now. So becoming a crash, what happened now? She got on the phone. One time she just bumped into me like that. I mean believe she do it on purpose. And then what happened? Me say, so you can't say sorry. And I saw things starting now. She go on the phone and she called the police. 911. In the woman house. It wasn't even her house. We were just renting a room from the woman. We took it together. Before you me think a joke, you get a joke. Boy, now me foot, heavy boot coming down the basement. Guess what? Police. No, me have 2 months of Canada. This girl had a whole year Canada. 2 months. Me not even say Lord of mercy. Me come rest me brain. Well, what can I do? Me not scared because me not do nothing. Me not thief.
Mm.
Me not threaten nobody. Me have me keys to my apartment, whatever. So the police say, what happened? Me tell the police what happened. No, she don't want to talk. She quiet now. She don't want to talk. Me the one who want to speak up. Me tell the police what happened. Me say, sir, I've already had the key. Look, the key here. I already rent my place. Here are my bed and everything to move in 1 month. But we still share the room. And me could have say, the officer them say, okay. They realize there's not a problem.
Mm.
There's no problem. No, me could have say, officer me only here 2 months and I can remember at the time, St. Vincent and Grenadines did not need a visa to come to Canada.
Oh.
We could just come and spend 6 months, tourist 6 months, and you go back.
Okay.
Me came August the 12th. That thing happened in November. I had 2 months. Me had 4 months left. And at the time, me been done send me resignation to the Ministry of Education home. So me because been 1 month me come for. Everything done dead. Me nah no profession for go back to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me nah no choice. So me could have said to the if me been bad minded and vindictive enough, she been there illegal. You ever hear anybody there in our country illegal and call police? She been done there 1 year illegal. She didn't have papers, nothing going through. Nothing. She was empty as a sack. And if I had bad mind, I could have said, officer, me only there 2 months now. Me still have 4 months. But she illegal. She overstay she time. Me not say nothing because that's not my character. It's not my character. It's not who I am. Like I shared with you, I don't fight
Yeah.
people. If you tell me must move, me I go move. Me I stay in my lane. Me I keep the law and keep it moving up in the air. So what happened now? You see, when people plotting against you. Oh, by the way, when she called 911 and I thought she was joking, she said to me, me who make it the Canada, I will see to it. I see to it. You go back pan Air Canada. That girl was so pompous, you see? All right. When people trying to set you up to fall, and them myself go fall in the hole, Well,
Yeah.
hey, Nari. One day the lady came to me, and me not do the lady nothing, and I mean, good to the lady. She said to me, Clairon, You know, hey, where your sister said about my daughter. Well, there we go at. The lady daughter wasn't behaving herself and she was doing some things and so forth. But it's not me and her to talk them stuff. You know, you have kitchen table talk where you talk among yourself, but you know, go make people hear.
Yes.
She go make she mouth run. And the lady got to hear back, and the lady said to me, she said all these things about my sister, when me not, about my daughter. When me not say nothing. Me know who me deal with, you know, but me not tell she. You have to find shelf yourself. So what happened now? She said, and she gonna tell me all these things about you, Clairon. She never told me why I have to leave her now. And now she tell me how when my sister been sick. And now, well, you know what, Clairon, you can stay now. No, I know the truth. You can say, I said, no, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I don't have my keys. I'm on my
Yes.
way out. She done call police and everything, yeah. And the woman was upset because she was at work when she called police in she house. Now, this wasn't the apartment that my sister was renting. We were renting a room in the woman's house. But
Yeah.
the woman was the owner of the lease. So now, them find out the truth now. They want me to stay. No, all that happened in 1 month. And I said, no, me all right. God will take care of me. So me leave now, and she had nowhere to go because she had to stay back in the room. No, she don't call police in the same room. In Canada at that time, people, when as Vincent and used to set immigration from one another. And it's a Caribbean thing too. So me don't figure out, me say, she don't break call police here after police and immigration. Let me move. So me move up before the 1 month. And guess what now? She did in the hot seat. So she fear now that she call the police on me go backfire and go call immigration on her. Now that me don't she
Mm.
don't know where me live. Can me move far.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not my character. Now remain a do a thing. All I know they say how she move out from there. I was living with a friend. You know why? Because she don't call immigration. She don't mark me place.
Yeah, yeah. I target
So
that location now.
there you go. So what happened? The trap she set for me, as she go fall inside the day. Me move on, you know. When I told the pastor from the church, they couldn't believe. Even if your siblings I have problem, right? I had two different mother but same father. And I had a foreign country. None of you don't have anybody here. Right? You're supposed to look out for each other. You're supposed to fight for each other, protect each other. We don't call immigration for police for put me back in Canada. Wow. Anyhow, me move away and far from them. Me now around with these people. I me move on with my life. I researching how to get myself documented in Canada. 'Cause I decided I'm gonna stay and so forth. I started, doing what I need to do with the point system, with my qualification, my education, everything. Just helped, and I did my situation. And while I was going through my papers, I found out that he contacted me again. Karen, his sister is not doing so well. I wanted to go and check for her and blah 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 blah. At that time, that was the first time I'm going to see her after she don't call the police and whatever. That was about 5 years now. The kind of heart I have, everything just melt. Me forget everything. Me went and me do whatever me have to do. Money, comb her hair, take care of her and whatever. And then we were communicating because that is my heart.
Yes.
And so what happened when she told me that she found a boyfriend in the US and she wants to leave? I said, why are you going to leave? You have a big bill, about $10,000 with the hospital here. The fact that you have that bill, they see you have a reason to stay. And if you do your papers, on the landed ground, they will help you out and thing. She didn't listen to me. She told me she went over the border. I said, where you going over the border? And you're not straight for Canada. Where you going to smuggle yourself over there? She said, that's how she business she going over. Well, after that, me just wash me hand because me say, if then you're going to catch no sister, no sister here.
Mm.
You understand? Me and no sister here because at the time, my papers in my total country, you're talking about 2006.
Mm.
2006, right? I started being integrated 2007, right? And so I could not align myself in a situation like that.
Yeah.
So I I tell her don't go and she still go. Me just escape. Me just now had no connection after that. She finally reach over. Then that is what I'm hearing that she talk me down, drag me down again and say, oh, where she want get it, where she want, we can't get she business far and tell she not go over. Then she business. We say, all right. Okay then. Maybe not try to help you. Say, let me catch you backside there. That's straight home. They put you in jail first and then you carry home. And so happen that's it because I see like she don't want no relationship at all. Because I try to help her still and she don't want a relationship. And then what happened, I think when I start teaching now and I start integrating, my papers wasn't totally true, but I was halfway. That is, and I did it on my own. That is when I get news that daddy reached out to me. No, somebody said daddy tell me that he wants me to send some money for him to buy glasses. Because he wanted to upgrade his glasses. Nari, that did something to me.
Something
And
good or
I
bad?
have to confess, it is something negative to me. All along, me play along with that, me play along, me play along. But that moment, daddy sent for ask me for glasses. Me get upset. Me get upset. And this is a teachable moment. And it's real too, where we discussing the change in the narrative and why a parent must not block the kids from seeing the father or set up the man to not see the outside kids or whatever you want to call it. When daddy sent and asked me for the glasses, me upset, me get upset, like a rage come over me.
Mm.
A rage. And it is weird because when daddy sent for me all them times they and he tried to help me in all them times they I was happy.
Yeah.
I see him performing his role. But whenever the viewers see this, if you could tell me what caused the shift, I
Cause
would love to
that's
know.
what I was about to ask you. What you think caused that rage? Well,
And in that instant, me start to look back to when me was a child, when me not go to school barefoot, elementary school bare feet, when he pitched me in a hat. He pitched me in a hat, Larry. And me had to find a spot of shade in the road from the banana tree them for go put me foot pan. And the other children in school had shoes and everything. And sometimes I go to school, me not have no food. But me have to walk and me almost faint at primary school. And when me think about that, I me say, no, daddy been did it, supposed to did it for help me out. And daddy made me suffer. And he not send me to school. Mommy used to go in the garden and work and give me school fee. Me say, no, that me done reach that stage where me could help myself. Me not send my money to daddy. And this right here is a turning point in our discussion. Me could not send me money to daddy. But why me must not send me money for daddy? Daddy used his money over the time when he helped me. But me couldn't give daddy my money. Me could not.
so the memories from your younger
Me,
days. What he did
me
when you were
could
23
not.
and 30, and you can't look past those tender
No,
years.
but this time no. This time no. That happened in 2006. That time, maybe no 30. Wait, I was about 35, 36. I'm a grown man. Can't give daddy my money. And I remember not send it. Me not send it. Me could not send it. A part of me, because remember all this time, me not sit down with the psychologist, them, If me don't sit with the psychologist, them, they will tell me must send it. Me not send it give daddy. Me couldn't send it give daddy. Me not regret sending. Ah, no, me not regret sending it give daddy. I just feel that that was my power. That was my power. And
Here, get back.
I felt that that little girl stood up. That little girl stood up Yeah, and defended herself against that man. And the first time I ever see that little girl stand up for herself. This is deep. No, this is deep.
Yeah. No, and I,
This
I,
is
I
deep, deep. I mean, I send him money, give daddy. However, he was getting on older, and I think when did daddy pass, boy? Then was he passed in the latter stages of that year? He passed, and then everybody else went to the funeral. At that time, my papers wasn't through, so I couldn't go. I didn't cry when daddy passed. No, I'll tell you when I cried though. I never cried. Daddy passed. Daddy gone. We didn't have a relationship, so who cares? Daddy gone. You
do you
understand?
contribute towards the funeral or not?
No, mm-mm. It's not my business. If it's one thing, my dad never used to live careless. He was getting his pension and all. He remember, he was okay. He wasn't living careless. And remember that he has 20 children. So that was that. No, daddy gone. S- Daddy gone. Sister was already in America. I'm alone here. Right? And then after daddy gone, another brother passed. One of his older children passed. And that is it. But daddy showed up in my life again because in 2011, when I told you I crashed, and a psychologist and visits and so forth, evaluating me and everything, daddy showed up again, had to come up again. He was the focal point of the discussion. And that is when I really had to forgive daddy. Yeah, that is when I had to forgive him. So I flush my system. I forgive everything. You know, I can't blame him for what he doesn't know. Right? He didn't know.
Mm.
One thing I would have loved though, I would have loved him to take ownership of just give me a little apology. Okay, I wasn't there for you guys any early. Please forgive me and blah blah blah. But I want to say something before we end this all.
Yes.
When I saw the relationship between my sister, which is my half sister, my daddy's child from the marriage that he left us from, right? For I realized the sentiments that kept coming up. My mother's house, my mother this, my mother that. And she used to feel like though she better than me. Like because daddy was there to give them a proper home and make sure that they don't want bare feet and all of that in the in the younger stages of their lives. They always had daddy presence around. They figure that they were better than us. And when I try to have a relationship with her, that is the same sentiments. Although my life was far more, what should I say? I had accomplished more than her. I am more
Mhm.
educated. I have a college degree. I am more educated all along. I'm always educated, always this. But I know it's jealousy because she always throwing my education in my face as if it's a bad thing to be educated. You know what I mean? I know
Yes.
it's jealousy. And also from the other sentiments, I realized that her mother is the culprit in making sure that daddy did not see us. You know why I know that? When she passed and he wanted to come back with my mom, and we said no, that is when I noticed he's making effort to have relationship with us. One, not collectively, one on one. Like my sister now, I have a sister in Montreal who's married up there. When she was working at a place in town, daddy would every time he come to town, he would always go and see my sister. And he would be like, oh, he want to find out other things about the rest of us. One time, after I'd already come from where he is and already living on my own, in 1993, he had a piece of land there, like waste. Nobody was working the land. He was living there with the first set of children and mommy. before he abandoned it and moved over to the other side of the village where the house is right now. So nobody was walking the land, and it's kind of abandoned in a lonely area, so nobody would go there to live like that. But I really wanted to get the piece of land. So when I started like down the road, I would build my own little something, right?
Yes.
Because me, I didn't want to go and live with guys again like that. From what I experienced, I didn't even touch, and I don't want to touch it here because this is not the forum for it, right? Tonight. But I asked him to will the land for me, okay? And he went and had a conversation with the same sister in at a workplace, so and so. Do you think I should give Clarion a piece of land? You don't think she's going to sell it? And he don't give me the land. But the thing is that Daddy knows me. Whatever little he knows about me, I would have sold the land. But I still wanted a piece of land. Like in the islands, a piece of land is important because you can use it to back other things.
Yes.
And land is power, right? Daddy never give me the land, and that is the only thing. I don't know if it's that's why when he sent for to ask for the glasses that I did not want to give him the money, because I say, okay, I don't have a home. I was married, the marriage break up. I had a marital home. Me not had no home no more. The man living at the house. Me not had nowhere to go. Give me the piece of land, and you give me the land. You see me going to sell the land. How do you don't give me the land? Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. But I don't think it's the land really, because I don't care. I would not have lived there anyways. And then later on, my life had already been established. I had already upgraded my life in a big way. I became a teacher. I was, doing bigger things. And then even when I came to Canada, I was already like, hopeful of my life turning in the right direction. So I really don't think it's the land why I really didn't want to send the money for him for the glasses. I just think it's the fact that he did not invest in me as a child and I suffered. And why should he benefit now? Because if you notice, I kept saying, my husband didn't want me to give money to my mom. I said, no, I stood up to him. I said, Mommy has had to have her allowance. She educated me. I'm a woman of principle. And so from our discussion, you can tell I gave Jack the jacket over the board.
Yeah, because mommy did what she could. Without
Yeah,
mommy, you wouldn't be where you are.
yeah.
If you were to wait on daddy,
hmm
don't know
No,
where
I
you
know
have
that
been.
we're close. Yeah, we're close to wrapping up, but I just want
Yeah.
to say this. Even though my mom was left with all these kids to raise, I still tip my hats to her because she never brought strange men. She never took men to help us. The situation, she worked hard. She's a woman of principle. She worked hard in the land. She was faithful to her Anglican church. And rightfully so, they rented her out a lot of the lands and she would use the lands. When Daddy left us in a little tinning structure, I remember cat used to come in the house and eat our meat. Nice. Mary, I'm not ashamed to say where I come from. Yeah, I mean that is where what Daddy brought us in. But when you look at the house where I ran for rescue at age 23, it was a full house with a bathroom, everything inside of there. We didn't have all of that.
Mm.
No, mommy went into the land walk and she used to show what is called a susu. No, I don't know if you have that in Jamaica. Susu was where the villagers would come together at the moms and they would give like $100 a month, and every
That's
hand,
what we call a partner plan or partner.
eh, and every time mommy come around, she used to trouble four hands. And so when those money come in, she said, okay, this is for my house roof. I went buy some blocks. I saw my mom did all of that. And she was able to build a whole house on her own, and put her on the toilet and everything. Everything, mommy did that. And then she still educated four of us privately. So the thing is that I take my hand had to her the hard work in me. That is her character. She's a hard worker. Although she was poor, she was very ambitious and she had class. She had a lot of class. She never threw around her body here and there, right? In order to support her kids. No. And she ended up being proud of me, I think, because I was very intelligent and smart. I came out. Okay, I want people to know that although I'm a single mom was left to raise a daughter, that she still did well with the best that she could, and
Mm.
that I still turned out okay. But I want to give all of the glory and praises to God Almighty, because at least my mother introduced me to God at the Anglican church. So you could see she was not just abusive because that's her nature. Circumstances made her an abuser at the time.
Yes.
And she did not continue to be an abuser, because after I was old enough and I was doing well in school, mommy that was not abusing me like that after. Only one time she threw something and she cut me when I was in like form 2, 3. She did. Took 11 stitches. So it was still happening, because I still remind her from time to time that I'm the child she never wanted, right? But apart from that, but the thing is that when mommy passed, I couldn't go home because when I hit rock bottom, I lost everything. I lost everything, Nari. And so I didn't have any money to go home, So whoever could have gone went home. They went to the funeral. I saw the videos, everything. I cried. Is my mom. I miss my mom. I wish I had a relationship now with my mom. You know what I mean? I had already forgiven her everything. I would have loved to have my mom around. But when she was alive, my other daughter her other daughter in the States, in New York, would send for her, and I would ensure mommy come over with the bus
Yeah.
and take care of her and everything. Yeah. So I had time to spend with her before 2011. The only time I couldn't really be there for my mom is 2011, when I was not even good for myself. I was just
Mm.
like, I need to heal. I wasn't healing and all kind of stuff. And then when I snapped out of everything and I'm healing nicely, I understand the root cause of everything, and I understand life better and myself better, and learn to love myself better, and fell into a deep love relationship with God. That's when mommy passed, and I cried, but then I had a conversation with God, and I'm like, why did you take her away? I would have liked her to see that, I'm okay. And but then I had to just accept the fact that she has passed. Now, while I was going through that situation, I got to forgive my dad in 2011 when I hit rock bottom, and I understand, how parental alienation can affect a child emotionally, psychologically. Cause you think, okay, they're gone, they're gone. No, it's not. They're gone, they're gone. It takes a professional trained psychologist, a
Yes.
team, and this is where I rate Canada, a team of psychologists to really sit you down and go in. I know after they have already done that, I don't feel resentment towards no one. When my ex-husband said everything in here is a lie, I just smiled. I said, look at that. I've already forgiven you. Why do I have to lie on you? We don't have a child together. We don't have kids. So why do I have to lie? And it's been 30 something years. Why do I have to lie? But it affect my psychic, so that's why I have to mention it. But he knows it's not a lie, because I have so many proofs.
Yeah.
So many evidence was there when he almost took my life. Yeah. And one person is still alive who was there when he attacked me. Yeah, physically. So I just brush it off. I know everything here is the truth. So you know what I mean? And I did not give him any attention, because I know that's what he wants. He wants some of my attention. You know what I mean? So that is that. But yeah, I fully accept everything, that I accept the fact that he wasn't educated intellectually enough, socially enough, psychologically enough to know why he should be in a child's life, his children's life. And after he left, how he could have impacted them. I think if he had fully understood that, he would not have done that. But I want to say also that, repeat also, that the wife prevented him from seeing his children, because she didn't even want his mother there, right? And it's only after she passed that he tried to have a relationship with us.
Yeah, man. And that's a discussion that I'm going to have eventually. I think I saw someone brought it up in the comment section. That whole the impact of step parents on the other parent. So in that case, the wife on your father, how influential are they in determining the relationship with their spouse and their children outside of that relationship? So that's I see where we can have a serious discussion on that. It happens a lot.
This
It
needs like
happens
a
a lot.
whole this needs like a whole session with other people,
Yeah.
because she could have said, okay, Mr. John, you already had all these kids, you fell in love with me, still send something for the
Mhm.
children. I remember as a young girl, I would hear mommy saying, oh, I'm going down to the lawyer today. I would take him to the family court. But when the court made its ruling, daddy did not even budge. You know, those kind of fathers. And he was kind of
Mhm.
tight with his pocket. He
Mhm.
did not give anything. So daddy totally disrespected the ruling of the court. So at some point, what mommy go do? Go run him down and beat him? No, you just leave him alone. So mommy had already gotten the memo that nothing gonna change, so leave him alone. So if you are a stepmother, you are supposed to say to the, if you love that man enough, you will say, you know what? I think you need to, even if you don't want to go down there, send the money, send a little change, give them to, you know, they need food to eat and so forth. How could you be as a stepmother up there to know that your four children at the time for him, going to bed with food and nothing for them down there? Oh gosh, man.
Yeah, man. And uh, in the grand scheme of things, the message that we're pushing to the mothers to stop, because what the step parents should remember. Well, in this case, the stepmothers remember
Mm-hmm.
the persons or the children that are suffering. Those are
Mm,
your children, siblings.
come on
So
now.
so I think they don't
Mm-hmm.
think about it that deep. Again, some persons are just selfish and just think about their own. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, that's your son's sister, your son's brother. So
Okay,
so there's a lot of we can get into as it relates to that time.
as a grown woman, looking back, mommy wasn't the easiest person to deal with, because if mommy could come and they beat me up so, okay, you could tell that. So when I see how mommy used to treat me, I say, but no wonder daddy not wrong. When I was older, I put one on make two. Nobody can trick me now. And let me tell you something. If my mother was still alive, I would have had this conversation with her because I get to the psychologist open up a lot of things. And I get to understand both characteristics of both of them now. The way how I see my mother used to treat me, I realize sometimes I'm like, why can't you cool down? Why can't you just relax? Like she was not a kind of mother who would put you sit down and calm you down and teach you about life. No, I learned everything on my own. So mommy was there, but she still didn't have the ability. And I don't blame her because she wasn't educated either, you know? And then what happened? My mother gave her away. You see what I'm saying? So you have trauma passed on. My mother was just transferring. You have trauma being transferred from one generation to the next. But it is the last generation. I am the one to stop the trauma. And when I was younger, I said, I don't want to have kids because of that. I said, I don't want to have kids because I just feel like I want to be there 24/7 to protect them. Like I had developed this sense of control that I want to control and protect my children. So I don't want to have them because I don't want nobody abuse them. I don't want nobody, I still don't have any kids up to this day. And I've already passed the age when I have children because I'm now menopausal. I don't look so, but I am. So I'm just trying to tell you when I could have had, I still didn't want to have. I still didn't
And,
care about having kids. Well, in
and
my
this,
marriage, it couldn't happen because I had a medical condition. I had fibroids at the time.
mm,
But when I came to Canada, everything healed. But I still don't want to
and that
because
stemmed
I
from how
rather
you
be
were
alone.
that stemmed from your
Yeah.
relationship with both parents growing up.
Although I think I would have been, because people tell me that I would have been a beautiful mom, an excellent mom, because of the way and look at the profession I picked, teaching. And when you listen to the testimonials from my children, my past students love me. When I taught in Montreal in grade 11. I had the kids from grade 8 to grade 11. And when they graduated, they have to pick a teacher that had the most impact, most profound impact on their lives throughout their tenure, their high
Mm.
school tenure. And then they would put that picture in the yearbook. You know, the yearbook in North America, they have yearbook. We don't have any Caribbean. But every graduating class, they have a yearbook where they put memories and then they have the front page for the dedication page for the teacher that had the most impact. I made a pick in 2011. All when we been going through my situation, I made a pick. So me have the yearbook here. And the things that these children wrote make me cry every time. How I'm like, I treat them like I am a mom to them. You know, how I'm so loving, I'm so caring, I'm one of the best teachers. Yeah. So when I see how I have been able to treat children, my students, I don't teach now. But when I was a teacher, very loving and caring. Some of these children, they find me all on social media now. All those I teach home and here, they find me. They buy up my products them if I have. They support, they rate me real good. So the thing is, if I could have had an impact on these children, can you imagine the impact I would have had on my own child? Yeah. But I don't think it was God's plan, and I accept it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think He created me for a purpose. Remember, I wasn't supposed to be born according to my mother, but I think God removed that midwife for a reason because He has a purpose and a plan for my life. And obviously, the underlying purpose would be to evangelize the world for Him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But in evangelizing, I think He wants me to penetrate certain cultures to get. I know what
That is
He's doing.
that
So
is a
I don't
fact.
think if I wasn't alive, I don't think I would have been able to be blessed with the opportunity to even be speaking on this platform today. I am giving so much gems. I'm spitting a lot of gems. I am giving so much inspiration. I'm giving so many aha moments. And of course, lots and lots of teachable moments. When I listen to you fighting to see a child, it brings pain to my heart. And that is why I had to stand up. Although I was the quietest voice amid all the noise. You notice? The
Yeah.
noise was loud here on YouTube from your own community. Loud. And I'm like, God sent me. He said, I'm gonna use you. Although your voice is quiet. Some people will listen.
Yeah.
And you know what? They did listen. A lot of people did listen. Although I get a lot of licks. I get a lot of licks in the comment section. They said that I am promoting slackness. If you hear a thing, they give me some words, but my skin is thick for it and my shoulders are broad because once you're out on social media, people are going to have the worst things to say,
Yeah,
although you
man.
mean well. They
Everyone
cannot
has
see
an
that I
opinion.
am here defending and fighting and supporting the child's father's right to see the child. They don't see that. They just
But
see what they
again,
want to see. You know what I mean?
exactly. So yeah.
And
So
so I am here with a message. I'm here with a message. Stepmothers, please, if you love the father that much, allow them to see their children. These children were in their lives before they met you. Why do you want to encourage them? Or and some of them even bully the husbands, to
mm,
alienate them from the children. They even threaten them. Oh, if you go see your children, I don't. You know how much of that happened? All the time. And I want to think that is what my father's deceased wife had over his head. Because when that wife or whoever is not there, who they're gonna go back. If it was him alone, he would not even make an attempt to help me out in my life, in my latter stage.
mm,
That tells you something. And so you have to allow them to see the children. Because to me, you can't love like we have a saying in the Caribbean, you can't love the cattle and
not the calf.
disregard the calf. They come together,
Mm,
they're a package, they're item. You know what I mean? And so I want to share in this moment how I was able to be a role model for what I am advocating here. When I was married, right? Yeah, I told you the situation. The girl cheated on him. They had a child. It was their both of them first child. The child was about 9 months old when I came in the picture. Okay? As I shared with you, she didn't care anything about anything. When she realized it's an upgrade, she set out to make my life a living hell. She would come early in the evening and wait late. She and my ex would be out in the porch talking for hours with the
Yes.
baby. And she knows she doesn't have a vehicle. She have to go catch a van. So she did it on purpose. Me not stupid. You see, manipulation, me don't understand manipulation a long time. Since when I was 23 years old, I knew manipulation. I knew those patterns. And how people would, psychologically maneuver situations in order to get their way. I never quarrel with them, because at the end of the day, you have to go see child. Even me, the inside the room, I say, me not focus on the child because I think, no, in any child, the child, all right. I told him I do that thing out there. And she willfully just put strain on my marriage. But me never tell him nothing. I mean, couldn't say much because he would have beat me anyways.
Mm.
You understand? No, there were moments, but me never one time tell him don't go see his child. Me
Yeah.
always encourage him, see his child, whatever he has, take care of money for the child. One Christmas, I can remember in the marriage, I think we walked over, or we catch a van and walk down. And me allow him, me steady road, but me follow him. He tell me follow him, me follow him. He go in the house, eat from her, whatever. Me want him to see child, but me stay in the road. But the only problem now, if you told me to follow you to see the child, I me go. Why you want me must go in the house? He vexed because I didn't go in the house to eat her food for Christmas. Me say me not stupid. Me see she just come in the house. She never say, Clairon, good afternoon. She don't talk to me when she come to my house.
Mm.
So clearly she's an enemy. She vexed because I have something that she wants. And I don't take you away from her. She's the one who mess up and it come to me.
Yes.
When I saw that he vexed because me not eat your food. Me not want you poison me, Nari. You ever careful with them stepmothers here?
Yeah.
Baby mama, boy, me not trust them like that. Let me tell you something. I am speaking truth and I'm speaking wisdom. Not because you have a child with somebody mean, them innocent in everything. No, them still want, especially when they still want body man, they can do anything. So
Mm.
me go follow you, go see baby. He try, but me not going, me go stop around and stop as long as, just take your time. Me not care why doing there.
Yes.
Once you could be with the child, you be there. But I can tell me must eat woman food. No, man. Me not eat, no, me not stupid. I be young, but I was very wise. Me not eat your food. So yeah, so I said that to say that although both of them I could see glaringly that they were using the child to do whatever they want, I allowed it. And guess what? As foolish as some may think I was, and naive, rightly so, I didn't want anyone to blame me and say it's me who did not allow you to see a child.
Any problem. Yeah.
Although I was young, I was grown and full of understanding. If at the time you trust you enough to be with her and the child, now you have to go trust yourself. Me telling you not go see the child, and I mean, if I want to sleep, if you want to sleep with the mother when me gone to work, which he did, he bring her in on my bed and sleep on my bed anyways. So I mean, they to work and bust me brain in the doing accounting. I can he was a banana farmer, stay home. So he been a bring she down and sleep on my bed and sex on my bed. So even if me say no, then I mean, he's still going to do it. He's still going to do it. So the thing is, although I was in an abusive marriage, I still gave him all the little way to see the child.
Uh,
Yes.
and that, I think that topic
Mm-hmm.
is, because the thing is, so what I have to what we have to look on as well.
Mm-hmm.
The stepmother may encourage the father to be a part of, and this is one of the key things I always said.
Mm-hmm.
The fathers who wants to be a part of the child's life, because if that
Mm-hmm.
father don't want to be a part of them in their life, she can encourage it
Mm-hmm.
all she want.
Amen.
So that
Let me tell
that's
you
the next thing.
something. Some women, they wonder, it puzzle them, man. How come me and this man couldn't get along? And how come this man find somebody who they can get. Let me tell you something. A man, you could promise a man, you could have a house, you could have everything, and your way is not right. You love confusion. The man not gonna stay with you. A man goes where he find peace. Okay? And when the man find peace, the baby mama and them does get upset. No, you can't blame the man. The man go like me. My father go away. If you feel peace over there, go. The only problem me not blame fault him for it. The only problem me blame him for how he not bother with we. That's the only thing.
Yes.
That is the only thing. So now in your dynamics, that woman, she has to encourage you. First of all, she has to see the value of you being in your children's life.
Mm.
And I've not heard anyone mention that yet on your channel. And I would be the first. I kind of bold enough. I'm kind of bold. I say it as it is sometimes. That woman has to see the value and the need for you to be in the children's life. And she cannot stop you. She can only partner with you, right? This is no longer, it's me and Nari and my child. This is me, Nari, my child, and these are the two children. She has to see it as a blended dynamics. And what she wants for her child, she has to want it for Prince Jr. and she has to want it for the little girl. You understand?
Agree. Yeah, man.
And let me tell you something. If she can do that, she win your heart. She win your heart up in the ass. You know what? That's the perfect woman for you. You don't want a woman that would divide. You want a woman with, see, you know, happen? My child could be without this today. Give it to this one. And let us share with this one. You see what I'm saying? And it starts with that one woman, you know, not with the baby mama then. You
Yeah.
know, she can lead by example. You see what I'm saying? She can lead
Yeah.
by example. And I
Yeah.
have an encouragement for you because change in the narrative is not just with words. I want to see a change with action. Let me tell you, I have a very, very brilliant idea for you as a young father, because you can be my son. Like I shared in one of my videos, if I had you guys at 19, because I'm 50, April next month is my birthday, I would be 55 years old. You're my children. Both of you are my children. So here are some advice, good piece of advice. Now is the time you can consider setting up a mutual fund for every child you have.
Mm.
I don't know your financial situation, you don't have to put it here. But I know it ain't gonna stay forever the same. You could start with $20 a month. 20 US dollars a month. Right? When we calculate today. Now if you put $20 a month, you go down to a year, you multiply that age 65 when the child ready to retire. Child has some money this so. Okay, my mom blocked daddy from seeing me. Here are all the documentation to prove. But what has daddy done in that time? Daddy just fold his arm and don't do nothing? Daddy can start a mutual fund for him for when he get older. When he become a man and he start to work, he could increase it.
Yeah.
And that could be in the market, they earning money. Yeah. And that child would be so thankful to you. You see, if daddy been do that for me, when daddy asked for the glasses, me never get upset. Me go send some to daddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I just want to give you tools. That is something you can do for the child. And I'm going to tell you why it's so important for me. Now at my age, I'm thinking about retirement. And in North America, retirement is like retirement home. You have to plan.
Yeah.
No, I don't have no husband here. I don't have no kids here. I am solo. So I said, Lord, I'm in my 50s. I didn't put all my house in order. The financial knowledge I know now, I wish I knew before.
Mm.
I could have done be a millionaire up in a year so. Yeah. And it's amazing at how much financial information God has helped me to research within the last 2 years. And it just turned around my life. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? No, can you think of a baby who just born and a 6 year old or a 7 year old and a 2 year old, and you start little, just $60 a month, you know. You just put 20 here, 20 in a tree and had them three accounts out there for them. Woohoo. That's a good start. I don't know if you already set it up, but I said, how can I help Nari? I want to help you, give
Yeah.
you some tools coming on here. I don't know if you have a fund already, but the best way to set it up is with a bank. I don't deal with other financial institution. I deal with the bank.
Yes.
I deal with the bank. I don't go outside to do investment and all that. I stick within the bank. So you can set up the mutual fund. They have mutual funds. So as the child grow, the mutual funds grow and so forth. And they have something there.
I did that well. Thanks for the advice. I'll definitely be looking into that because I have bank accounts, but I never really specifically look at a mutual fund. So I
Mhm.
can look into
So
that. Yes.
wonderful. Let me tell you how mutual funds work. It's like the $20 that you put in that special fund for them every month. Well, it's in the financial market. They buy stocks, secured stocks with it, and it keeps getting dividend on it right up until right, and it's on compound. So if by the end of the year you have, let's say, $400 there for them, the dividend is going to continue to be accrued based on the balance. See what I'm saying?
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Yes. So the thing is, there are ways in which you can help, especially Prince Junior. That is one we can help him. Like, you can really help him like that.
No,
You
I
see
just
what I'm
have
saying?
bank account for him already with funds in it. So I said I
No,
just did
but
not
that
look
one,
into mutual
that
funds.
mutual is only
Oh
$20
yeah.
you put you, and what you can do, you can allow the bank to automatically set it up, so to automatically just remove it from your account every month and go
Yeah.
straight to a fund. And with that fund, they don't it's not a bank account, they can't touch it. You understand? You can't touch it and they can't touch it. And it just sit there and grow. I don't know what you call it over here. We have what is we have a lot of names for things financially over in the US. They're all mutual fund, but they would have a different name in terms of the account that they're gonna close
Yeah.
it in,
And then
right?
again, I'm aware, but I just did not look into it because
Okay.
I'll definitely look into it because I have about in my circle about 10 different banking professionals in my circle, but we just never
Right.
really had those conversations in terms of
Uh,
for the kids because I do investment with stocks and bonds, but not the mutual funds for them.
right.
Yeah, so
Right.
this was a great conversation. Great conversation, and I guarantee that this is going to be one of the most viewed. I can see it, the one of the most comment with the most comments because there's as you
I'm not
said
sure.
earlier, a lot of gems and a lot.
Mhm, mhm,
And it's also very inspiring from the start to the end. Even with this last part, there are nuggets
mhm,
everywhere. And I'm truly grateful
mhm.
for you gracing my platform with your presence.
Amen.
All
Praise the
the
Lord. Well,
accolades and everything.
I am
It's
happy
a
to be
pleasure.
here. I'm happy to be here. Um, I I'm in a very good place in my life. Nari, I must say, I'm well healed. I'm healed from every trauma. Healed, totally healed. And in my community, I am viewed as an inspiration. I'm a very big inspiration because I hit some bumps several times, but I never stood down. I always spring back up.
Yes.
And I think that God has had me in my life at this age where I'm in my sweet years. I would say sweet years. I am still, well, my relationship with Christ has really gotten sweeter. He's taking good care of me. I can't explain, but my relationship with Christ is just locked.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
just locked, and he's just guiding me and he's just helping me, and I'm hoping for the best. I'm still hoping that, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for the best. And I have to tell you that when I'm ready, I'm going to start some financial discussion on my channel because I have learned, I put in the work.
And yeah, share
Nari,
the knowledge with the
Nari,
masses.
I'm going to share when I'm ready on my channel because I just have the channel sitting there and I don't know where to go with it. I'm still figuring out. But I have a lot. I really want to help, especially immigrants who come to these parts of the world, Nari. When you know, no, you don't know.
Yes.
You see, if I knew the financial knowledge that I have gained in the last, let's say 5 years, 5 years since I moved from Montreal and came to Ontario, I would have been, oh my God. And I don't want to keep it to myself. I want to share it.
Yeah, fine.
It's a,
Go right
listen, I
ahead.
have testimonies over testimonies, and oh my God.
Go
Yeah,
right
so I
ahead.
would
There's
definitely
another
share
daily
it because
story.
I want to encourage others. Because I tell you something too, and Nari, you see, when we come out here, when you listen to my story, you realize there's so much you can identify. Even our struggles to get through immigration and the people closest to us, the very ones who bring us here, we try to like, because there's a seed in us there, they're trying to kill our seed. People who bring us here, they know us, but they don't expect us to hit that glass ceiling. They thought that they would just have us in control forever.
Mm-hmm.
And when they can't control us now, they start lashing out. They start abusing us. Mine wasn't physical, mine was psychological. My sister, and traumatized me with police officer in a foreign country too.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that we are testament to the fact that the bed of roses that people in the Caribbean see, it's not always a bed of roses because we have a story. All of us have a story. Whether those who get it easy, those who get it difficult, we all have a story.
Yes.
It's not easy to be in these countries in those early stages without any form of immigration security. And the people who know the ropes or who have the security would hold it as leverage over your head and want to destroy your life. Why? Because they don't want, they're afraid. It's fear. They're afraid if they once lose grasp, you will just take off. And sometimes when you take off, people's weaknesses are being shown. Like our abilities, our light shows the darkness in people and it shows what they cannot do. You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
people like us, we would always be like a threat to so many people. And Satan would always use them to target us. They just want a little something, a little struggle, and use that and if they can put our light out, they win. That's what they were doing to you. That's what they were doing to you. And when you came out and you decide, we're gonna shut this down right up in your soul. You know, see, you
Yeah.
push back on the devil. And now look, who knew you had this ability to
Not
come
even
out and
myself.
change? Satan never
Not,
want you to come out to the wall. But you know what something? I believe in Romans 8:28. It says, all things work together. Now, some things in the all things work together for good to them that love God. All things God uses even in negative. Listen, my sister, not to put on blast and because I don't forgive her too. But it's just the story that has to be told. She over in the States. She not straight still. Me just a try for show you. And now my business. Me still I pray for her. But me try for show you. She tried to put me back on a plane for go back. Bring police for deport me. God save me, eh? But today me a Canadian citizen. I'm just saying. If you follow the whole thing when I say now, me not do nothing. Me not fight them back. Me just leave them. And now look here. Now look here. Nobody can
yes.
tell me
Yes.
that I me not belong to Canada. And me not retaliate against us all. But Satan did not want me here because Satan did not want me to have a testimony. You see what I'm saying? So everything that happened to you, just like in you, God said it happened. I see how I beating up Alice and Nari. I see how I beating them up, beating them up, beating them up. I'm gonna set the record straight. I'm gonna even let people come out and incriminate themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
That's how God has worked.
we're not even going to dwell further into that. Let me
No, me
just
just
bring
a
it back
sister.
home. No man,
Just
because
it
again,
goes to
as
my
I say,
situation too. It goes to my situation too. My sister incriminate herself with everything. I'm just saying up in here, so sometimes I do people think he's saying people them want beat you up and fight you down at them who go and go set the record straight and then I realize I'm just saying. So the point is we all have a story as immigrants in this country. We are not supposed to fight each other down. We're all in the same struggle together. We are black. Black History Month just finished. How ironic. And instead of us fighting against each other, we're supposed to be helping one another. You see, on YouTube here, we're supposed to be helping one another grow. You see, what I try to tell you? We're supposed to be helping each other grow. We're not supposed to get teared down. Like, I listened to a live, for example, which I don't even want to get into it, but one person was on a live allowing people to bash me for coming on your live and commenting on the live. And I'm like, but wait, people want to even control not the subject that they're discussing, but they want to even control people who don't have nothing to do with the subject that they're discussing. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just here to say that we are not supposed to fight against each other. We're supposed to change that narrative as Black people. We got to change that narrative and we got to learn to support each other because when we over here fighting with each other, the other races, you know, see what them I do? Them a uplift one another and them a grow together and them a build one another.
as I would have said, a lot of narratives are going to be changed on this platform. So this conversation encompasses a lot of different narratives that needs to change. So
And
so this is
one
go
other
ahead.
thing I want to say in this segment, the Jamaican culture, especially on YouTube, they need to accept the fact that Alicia is a trendsetter and she has opened up a lot of doors because she made it. It gives a lot of them the hope that they can make it too. And it is time for them to celebrate her. You see what I'm saying? Celebrate her and just acknowledge that she made it because she made it. I want to leave it there.
Yeah, man. So
And if somebody who is non-Jamaican can spot her talent and rate of it, if somebody inspire you, why is it so hard to say you inspire me?
but
Say you
again,
inspire me.
but you have to also
Like,
remember life is
mhm.
about balance.
Yeah, it's true.
So you're going to have the positive people over here.
And the
Unfortunately, you're going
negative
to have the
ones.
negative people. It We can't go around it. We just have to accept
Mm,
that reality. That's why we don't dwell on the negative. Them have
yes.
them circle, them have them
Right.
bubble. Just have to focus on
Mm,
the positive and move forward because they're going to
yeah.
always be there.
It's
No matter
true.
if you come with the truth, some persons don't. It doesn't matter.
But not
So
because they accept it as a norm means we this like me, I am going to talk about it on my channel when I'm ready because it's like just embrace the positives. You know what I'm saying?
me, you, and a million other persons will embrace the positive, but you're going to have a next million who will, no matter what, they will never.
You know
But we're going
what?
to still try to encourage it. But if it
Yeah.
does not happen, you just have to.
I
You
have to
can't
leave
beat
it
yourself.
and go. Yeah. But
You can't.
yeah, but I want to also say also that I find Jamaicans are very talented, and one thing I like about Jamaicans, they really support you.
Mhm.
Like me personally. Like I look at Jamaicans online and if you have a Jamaican here, a Jamaican will help another Jamaican go far. Now, can you imagine you already have that mindset now? Because the amount of help I receive from Jamaicans in Canada is amazing.
Yes, yes.
We already, it's just in your nature. You all just love to gravitate and help and push. So if we can only like remove the negativity and just focus on the positive, Jamaica will be one of the biggest force to reckon with online. But guess what? It's one of the most negatives. You see what I'm saying?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. And that is why for me, for all of the Jamaican bloggers I see out there and influencers, I just gravitate to Alicia for some reason because she is like a breath of fresh air that I don't see in the online culture. You see what I'm saying? From Jamaica. You know, she's more polished, in my opinion. Her presentation is more classy. Yeah. And she is a genius when it, when it comes to marketing this online thing. She's a
Yeah.
genius. And wise people would want to figure out how this genius made it. But instead of they trying to figure out, they're trying to tear it down. So if you try to tear it down, how you gonna figure it out? You know what I mean?
But that's again, they're not interested in figuring it out.
Interested,
So,
yes.
so I guess you
That
just have
is
to
true.
accept that it will forever be that case for some,
Yes,
not the
yes, yes,
majority.
yes.
Because again, negativity has a
Hmm.
ceiling.
This,
But
I
the
think it has come to an
positivity,
end, and I'm
yeah.
very happy that this has come to an end. Yes, and I have to say, kudos to changing the narrative because you really help to level things off.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
and on that note,
And God is using you, and I'm grateful.
yes, on that note, we're gonna wrap up. And
Yes,
again, I'm really appreciative of you sitting here with me for what, over 2 hours, almost 3 hours.
yes. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
man.
it as well.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. I'm going to leave all your contact info in the description for those who would have. Well, I'm speaking to them now. So everyone who has watched to this point, our contact info will be in the description to reach out and connect with her. If you heard something inspiring, or you want to anything, you want to get in contact with her to get her book, or I said she's multifaceted, multi-talented, so everything will be there for you. And I'm hopeful that in her expressing herself and her story and her experiences, it will inspire a change in you moving forward. And I want to thank you again, Clairon, for gracing my platform with your presence and sharing your story. And
It's my
we'll be
pleasure
in
to be
touch.
here.
Yeah, man,
My
we'll
pleasure
definitely.
always. Yes, I'm very proud of you as a young person, a young man, you know, with this platform, allowing persons like us to come and share our stories with the hope of, you know, helping to change a wider audience, the narrative for a wider audience. And this in itself is a blessing, and I'm happy to be here tonight.
Thank you very much, and we'll definitely be in touch.
For sure. God bless you.
All right, thanks. Take care. So there we have it, everyone. Another riveting episode with our guest, Clairon, her YouTube channel, Life with Clairon. And again, for those who would like to share their stories, be it fathers who are having issues keeping in contact with their children, or mothers who are in a similar situation, and even, again, as I would have said, persons who have been going through life without a father. How has that impacted you? How is it affecting you now? And persons who were brought up in that wholeful or that wholesome family. How do you think that assisted you in the person you are today? What are the benefits you think derive from being in such a family? The information is there running on the bottom of the screen. You can reach out to me via email, via Instagram. The Instagram handle is at change the narrative. And you can email me at aprincebusiness@yahoo.com. And I want to thank everyone for joining me and taking part in another episode where we change the narrative. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Yes, and tell a friend to tell a friend to join the movement. As together, we're all going to change the narrative. So until next time, blessings.